Alright, let's talk about NASCAR's next media rights deal and the pretty big updates that came out last week in regards to where NASCAR is going in the future on television, the future of the Xfinity series on television, and what all of that means. Andrew Orland from Sports Business Journal, really trustworthy source on this. All the information is coming from him, so we're just going to break down what he said. I think possibly the biggest piece of news to come out of this is the future of the Xfinity series on television, or lack thereof in terms of cable. Because it appears that in 2025, the Xfinity series will move exclusively to a streaming partner, meaning that it will no longer be on cable. Right now, you get the first half of the season on Fox, second half on NBC. Gone will be the days of that, and insert in what appears to be Amazon Prime. They will now have exclusive coverage of the Xfinity series. And I know people are going to be really upset about that. They're going to come out and say that it's now behind a paywall, the same way that the Xfinity series is also behind a cable paywall as well. Majority of Xfinity races are on both either FS1 or USA, meaning that you have to pay for cable to be able to watch those because they're not on network. So nothing's really changing there. And if it's going to Prime, Amazon says that by 2025 they expect to have 175 million subscribers to the platform. So that's good for the Xfinity series. That means more money in TV revenue for the teams, which means that teams aren't going to have to struggle as much as they do. I mean, right now, realistically, there's 12 competitive Xfinity teams. Having a little bit more money is not a bad thing, especially at a time when NASCAR, just a couple seasons ago, had basically told owners that they were going to sunset the Xfinity series by the end of the decade. More money into it hopefully means that that won't happen. But at the same time, going to Amazon gives them an exclusive home. A home where you can find them at all season on Amazon Prime. You know that's where Xfinity series will be. They'll also have their own dedicated broadcast team. Really good. And they're more than likely going to have better television coverage, or at least picture quality, because they won't be as compressed as it is on Fox and NBC, which are currently showing in 720 in the year 2023, which is absurd. So you're going to either get a full 1080 broadcast on Amazon, or 4K if we're super lucky, which I think we will get with the Cup Series, and we'll talk about that in a minute. That's the future of the Xfinity series. On Amazon Prime, more than likely. NASCAR hopes to have all these deals done, or at least a handshake deal, by the July 4th weekend. So we're coming up pretty quickly on when we're going to know for sure what the future of the NASCAR media rights looks like. On the other hand, real quick, let's talk about the Cup Series and what the future of that is. If you were hoping that Fox and NBC would be going away, I have bad news for you. Fox will continue to hold the first half of the season in the Daytona 500, and NBC will continue to have the second half of the season in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. It appears that the Truck Series will likely stay with Fox for a full season. I'm kind of surprised by the fact that that didn't move solely to streaming as well. But at the same time, like, OEMs do care a little bit more about the Truck Series than they do the Xfinity Series right now. So having that stay on cable makes a little bit more sense at this time. In terms of the Cup Series, though, while both Fox and NBC will return, NASCAR is also selling off the rights to what appears to be a 6-race sequence in the summer. Basically, the TNT Summer Series is coming back, but is not going to be on TNT. It will instead be on a streaming partner platform. Amazon Prime seems to be primed to land that deal, which is good. It's a good thing. People are like, oh my god, it's going again behind the paywall. I understand people's concerns with the paywall. I understand that now you're going to have to pay to have Prime to watch these races, but it means more money. Right now, NASCAR receives annually around $820 million from their broadcast partners as part of their current media rights deal. With the addition of Amazon to this new media rights deal going forward, starting in 2025, that means more money for teams, because while Fox and NBC could both likely carry less races because of this new 6-race package for Amazon, it means there's a high chance that they're going to have to pay more on a per race basis than they currently are, because the price of live sporting events, at least the rights of them, have gone up exponentially over the last few years. So that means more money for the teams, and at a time where teams are looking for a bigger slice of that revenue pie, that's good news for them, which means hopefully that they won't have to rely so much on drivers that bring funding, and they can go out and hire drivers based on talent, something every fan seems to be clamoring for. So saying all of that, Fox gets the first half, Amazon gets a 6-race package, and NBC gets the second half of the season. Again, I'm excited about this potential Amazon package as soon as it gets a handshake deal or whatever NASCAR is looking to do, because again, it means that there's going to be a new dedicated broadcast team. I'm excited to see who they get for that. It's going to have a new graphics package, with NASCAR desperately needs, because Fox's is so outdated. NBC's has basically looked the same for the better part of a decade, and it's just really unimaginative at this point. There's just nothing new or cool or clean about it. And hopefully Amazon can bring a much more professional and cleaner look to the broadcast and to the sport. And at the same time, like I said, Thursday Night Football on Prime right now is shown in 4K, or at least full 1080p. The Cup Series being shown in that as well will look absolutely phenomenal. I don't necessarily care about watching Pocono, but Pocono in 4K is going to be a time. So I'm excited about all of this going forward. I know people are going to be upset about it, but this is kind of where things are going because it means more money to all of these governing bodies, sports, everything like that. I mean, if consider yourselves lucky, because if you're a Yankees fan, over this next, I think, 6-game stretch, it's on 4 different platforms, which means that you have to pay for 4 different things. At least in NASCAR, if you pay your cable bill, then you really just have to pay for Prime, and it's not the worst thing possible. And plus, after that 6-race stretch, you can cancel Prime if you want to. Bonus points. So, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BreakHardBlog. Follow me on TikTok at BreakHard. Like and subscribe to the channel.